Uh, okay, excellent. All right, so I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some traffic strategies. And we're going to try to cut through all the crap because there is a ton of crap about traffic. All right? And this is called The Truth About Traffic because I'm going to tell you the truth. And like it is when I tell you the truth, there's going to be some things I tell you you're not going to like. Hopefully you believe them because I've already experienced them and I went through it myself. And hopefully it's going to save you a bunch of time because many times I find that if I can give you the benefit of my experience and tell you the things that I've tried and tried and tried and just don't work, I can save you all that time and effort. And you can get straight on to the things that actually do. So let's talk about traffic a little bit, all right? So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about traffic takeover, right? How to create a tsunami of traffic without spending a penny on ads, all right? So why would we want to do that? Well, remember, no traffic equals no sales, right? That's a fact, guaranteed. If you cannot get people to engage with you on social media, your website, whatever platforms, pages that you put online, if you can't get eyes on that, you're sunk. All right, so we're going to show you some things that don't work, some things that work great, and get right to it. All right, so there's different types of traffic, and let's hear from you people on the call. What kind of traffic do you think there is? All right, so I'll give it a pause and let's see some of the stuff that comes in the chat here. Richard says paid. Of course, there's many different forms of paid. Leslie says cold traffic. And I'm familiar with what she's talking about, but in the terms of traffic, not sure that applies. A cold lead or a cold prospect, I think would be more accurate than traffic. Greg says organic. Organic's when somebody finds you through search. Alex says Facebook, so social media traffic, right? All right, so I like to break it apart into two different types. All right? And there's a huge debate about, whether you're going to go free or paid. As a matter of fact, the first thing that I'm going to share with you here today is there is no such thing as free traffic. Okay? So say it to yourself. There is no such thing as free traffic. So how many of you believe me? Okay? If you believe me, all right. So Greg, spoiler alert, Greg got it right off the bat, okay? You pay one way or another. If time is our most valuable resource, and I think most people would believe in that, then you're going to pay in time or you're going to pay in money. All right? Okay. So let's talk about paid traffic sources. How many different types of, geez, I got an itchy nose there, sorry. How many different types of paid traffic do you think there are? Well, that's kind of a trick question, right? Because we just already established that you're paying for it in one way, shape, or form, no matter what. So here's an example of many different forms of traffic that you pay for, right? You could pay for it on social media because you could go PPC. Same thing on videos, right? You can go for pay-per-view. You can join ad networks. You can put a product and you can pay traffic professionals to drive traffic to your product, and then you have to give them a percentage of the money. Cost per action. That's what CPA is. I don't look at blogging as really a paid source. However, it does require money, right? You could hire writers, you could do all kinds of things, but you do need a website and you do need to pay for hosting. Of course, there's pay-per-click. Co-ops is a really decent form of paid advertising when a bunch of people get together and drive the price down on ads. So if you're going to buy ads by yourself from, let's say, company X charges $1 a click, let's say, and you need to get to $10,000 to get that down to 50 cents a click. Well, a co-op is a bunch of people working together to pay for an advertising budget. Now, if you notice, I'm not going to go into the paid media stuff in detail. Why? Because I've never, ever spent a dime on advertising. Now, I'm going to be starting sometime in September. And why have I never spent any money on advertising? Because it is a huge money pit if you don't know what you're doing. And I spent several $1,000s on courses now, and I have 4 years of experience engaging prospects and learning what they like and what they don't like. So I don't think I'm going to waste $20,000 figuring out the paid media. Paid media is, the good part about paid media is the traffic, instant. You pay for it, it's there, okay? We talk about the traffic problem, that's one thing I didn't make a slide. There is no traffic problem, okay? There's unlimited amounts of traffic. It's how you pay for it, right? If you pay for dollars and you do a very good job, you have instant traffic coming to your offer. If your offer is good, it converts and you make money. So there's no problem. The problem is, how do we trade time for traffic and get results? Because a lot of people are trading a lot of time and getting no results, right? Press releases, another excellent way, talking about $150 to $450 to run a press release. Okay? We're going to do in-depth talks about some of these things, because this one, for example, if you want to be able to put as seen on TV or as seen on Fox, CNN, ABC, you want to put that on beside your name, all you got to do is run a press release. Then you can be in the Boston Globe and on CNN and Fox and ABC, and they'll publish that. And you can honestly say that you were seen on those news networks because it's the truth. And you can put their logos, and that's a huge authority boost if you're doing the kind of thing where that might help you. But you would have to pay the dollars for that, right? Remarketing, that is, well, we all know what that is, right? If you go on Amazon and you type in the name of a product, every site you go to after, boom, like if you were searching for a particular kind of watch, whether you went to Facebook or another website later on, that same watch follows you around the internet. That's called remarketing, right? Affiliates, again, these are advanced strategies. Doing product reviews, this is organic stuff. But again, I'm not sure. I'm going to guess this is the time. And this is the paid stuff, but some of it doesn't make sense. Okay, we're going to go on this side in a little bit in more detail. So, but there's all of these paid stuff, and there's more. There's banner networks. There's, oh my God, there's some real creative ways to pay for advertising out there. And if you're good at it, it'll work like a charm. But when you're new, I don't recommend it. All right. So this is what I know most about. Okay, so we'll take up most of the time. We'll discuss the time traffic methods. All right. And again, I'm going to go through some of these relatively quickly. All right. But because I don't spend very much time on them. Okay. So SEO, a fantastic method of getting traffic to your website. And I'll talk about a couple methods just a little bit further down how you can take advantage of SEO. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. And that's just about getting Google, Bing, and Yahoo, primarily the big three, to find you. Okay? Doesn't matter what kind of page you have online. If you can do something to optimize it properly and show them that it's a valuable piece of information, they'll put you on the front page. Okay? Now, here is a super, super important piece of information to know about SEO. Don't buy into all of the SEO crap. Okay? Traffic is the most valuable resource. You are not going to buy a $50 piece of traffic that's going to magically SEO your content, and you're going to be driving in thousands of visitors tomorrow. You're going to press a button and your content is going to go to the front page of Google. Okay? There's not one single day that 5 of these software don't come on the market, software or training courses. They're all bullshit, 100% bullshit. Okay? I want you to think about something. Google has software engineers that they pay over $1 million a year. Okay? Why do they make over $1 million a year? They're the brightest minds in that field. Okay? They make millions of dollars. What's their job? Designing algorithms to figure out what me and you like so that they can put the proper stuff on the front page. Do you think some SEO flunky developing software to try to cheat Google is going to be smarter than Google? No. And even if you find a loophole for SEO, it shuts so fast that by the time you learn how to use it, it's gone. Now, there are legitimate SEO stuff. Learn the basic things. What do I mean by that? Learn, what does Google want? What does Bing and Yahoo want? Give them what they want. And if you do that, you can get on the front page, right? There are some legitimate things that you can do in search engine optimization. But just don't believe most of the nonsense out there. You cannot press a button and SEO your way to the front page with no work, period. Okay? Don't believe it. It's a lie. All right? Perhaps the most favorite choice of all time traffic methods, right? Like we can go to Facebook. There's 1.2 billion computer users in the world, and 1 billion of them are on Facebook. Okay? Almost the entire population on the planet who has a computer is on Facebook. That's a good reason to be there, right? Like there's lots of other good social media outlets for you to get traffic from. But that's why I think social media is the most popular. It's easy to make a profile. It's easy to talk with people. You don't need a lot of skills to get going. So it's highly recommended to follow that path. And it's the path that made me most of my money, right? I started on LinkedIn, then I developed Facebook software, then I used Skype a lot. And, you know, before I started building platforms like this, and I was still struggling for traffic, that's where I started. LinkedIn, Skype, and Facebook were my primary means to monetize whatever it is I was creating, and I was able to go from, like I say, over and over and over in almost every webinar, to go from broke to living here in Belize, right? I'm a huge advocate of blogs, because the big difference between social media and blogs is authority. Okay? When I'm talking to somebody and that person doesn't know me and I can send them to my blog, it's mine. Okay? It's not a Facebook page, it's not a Twitter page, it's not a LinkedIn page, it's not some subdirectory where I am frankandrus /wordpress.com. All of those are good, okay? And I'm not putting anybody down that's used them. I've used them all. But when you come to my website, the person who's there says, okay, this person's serious. They have a serious business. They have their own website. And the cool news is we got something coming for you. I think we're going to showcase it on the next webinar, where I'm going to show you how you can get your own website for free. Okay? So let me be fully transparent. Free means you don't have to pay for the website portion. You still have to pay for hosting. I can't buy your hosting for you, right? Everybody has to pay for hosting. Even though I buy a tremendous amount of hosting, I still have to pay for it. And then, of course, if you're going to buy a domain name, you need to buy it, right? Whatever yourname.com or whatever. But hosting, even a really fast hosting, is about $20 a month. That is the kind of tool that if you're having a hard time justifying the cost, I can see not justifying $600 or $1,200 to build a blog. That doesn't make sense to have the nicest blog that nobody will see for a while, right? Because when you're new, you're not going to get traffic right off the bat. But there's methods to show people how to put an hour or so work into their blog every day, and in 6 months from now, you could have 100, 200 people coming to your blog every day. Okay? And I have websites online that the first website I ever built, when I bring in 150 people a day, makes me $4,000 a month. Okay? I don't have to do much anymore to get that traffic there, but at the beginning I did. So to have your own blog or your own website, if you're a serious internet marketer, I'm going to tell you, you need it. It's not negotiable. It's not I should have it. It's must. Just to be able to say that I'm a big time player. I'm a full-time marketer. I have my own blog. I have my own real estate online. Hell, when you start playing around with other people's platforms, what do? Right? They tell you, no, you can't post this. No, you can't post that. Oh, no, I'm going to ban this link. Hell, Facebook might even put you in jail. That won't happen on your own platform. Your own platform, you decide, right? Okay, so enough about blogging. Here's one that a lot of people use to try to get traffic, because they can post there for free, right? And there's quite a bit of traffic on there. Like if you go on Craigslist or on Backpage or Kijiji or and Giant, and there's a whole bunch of these classified. The traffic that they get on a daily basis is quite high. But I'm going to advise that you skip this one altogether. Okay? Because remember what we talked about before? People don't really care about what you're selling, because most of the people on the biz ops, they're trying to sell you what they're selling, right? So they're not really interested to see what you got. They want to sell what they have. And you have to post every day, and you have to repost and repost and repost. Now, why do I know this method doesn't work very well? Because I developed software that would do it automatically, where I could post 500 ads a day, all throughout every state or whatever, okay? I had the back page posters and all of that stuff. I still have that technology. I don't use it because it is way too much work for the return that I get. It's way too much work. All the ads you got to create and spinning titles, and like, it's a lot of work. It takes hours to set up an ad campaign. And then I still only get this tiny bit, all right? So if you're really trying the free classifieds, then you better be posting something for free. You want to be building a list and not selling anything. That's the only chance you got of getting any reaction. And on that forum, I don't even think that will work for you, okay? Now here's a big scary one for everybody, video. We just closed the video takeover, right? And we pushed it hard there for what, three or 4 days. We had it on sale last week. Video is a must for your business. Okay? This is not a suggestion or a recommendation. 50% of all online traffic is video. So if you were having a problem getting traffic before and then you wipe out the #1 source of traffic, you just took away half your chances. Half of every chance you have to get traffic. So the cool part is there's software out there that lets you do it without any expensive equipment. And you can even use other people's videos to start. Or you can make really simple slideshow videos. Okay? So if you don't want to be on camera, no problem. But you need to be posting stuff. You need a YouTube channel. It's free. You can do, I think Vimeo is paid. Dailymotion's free. Facebook is free. Facebook videos get way more traffic. All the statistics show that the people advertising on Facebook, the ones who are spending money, if they put an image ad, they get 1/3 the traffic and they pay 3 times the price as a video ad. Why is that? Because people prefer to watch the video. Okay, so whether you're putting that video there with your own time investment or with your money investment, even Facebook's telling you, people love video more, we'll charge you less if you advertise with video. Okay? Like always, with any of these, if anybody ever wants to have a detailed conversation with me on one topic, to discuss what they're doing, to say, Frank, I'm doing this and this is how I'm doing it. Do you have any advice? You know, hit me up on Skype. I do this usually once. That's my Skype and Facebook. Hang on, I'm just bringing it up here. Okay, so remember, while I love to talk marketing, I'm a marketing nut, and I will give you some of my time, I don't want to hear any support stuff. Support is for support. If I'm offering you my time freely, it's to discuss how to better your marketing, okay? I'm willing to do that. If you have a support question, we have an entire process for that, all right? All right, so Angel's telling us that he's tried the Facebook ad and on his videos and getting a penny a view. Like it's not just as easy as slapping any video up there and doing it and getting a low rating, but Angel's telling you it's possible, a penny, okay? And I've seen lots of people. The thing is, we're going to talk a little bit about the kind of traffic that works the best and the biggest moneymaker of all the traffic in a moment. And you're going to see why that 1 cent a view is really important. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is Web 2.0. Now, you might think, okay, Frank, we just talked about social media already. But Web 2.0 properties are not exactly social media, okay? Here we're talking about WordPress.com and Blogger and Tumblr and fan pages and Twitter pages and Google Plus pages. And why is that important? Because remember, we were talking at the very beginning, we were talking SEO, right? Well, toward the end, we're going to talk about one thing that I think is the coolest way to get traffic, and I call it authority jacking. So what does that mean as for Web 2.0? Okay, well, if you have a fan page, okay, Google has metrics, okay? They give when you have a page online, they give your domain a ranking from 1 to 100. They give your page a ranking from 1 to 100, okay? So domain authority and page authority. All right. So if you've got a brand new domain and a brand new page, you're 1. If you've got a really good page, you might be a 20. Okay, like for us, little people, we might have a domain authority of 20. I think one of my websites that's been online, I actually bought it from somebody else and then worked on it, so I had lots of traffic on that site. I think the domain authority is like just under or just over 30, and that's a very, very strong site. But Facebook has a domain authority of 100, okay? 100 out of 100. YouTube has a domain authority 100 out of 100. So when you make a fan page, like you'll never get the term make money online, right? There's too many people who made every derivative of that already. But if you had a fan page that said make money online, and you had all kinds of make money online stuff on the fan page, the odds of you getting that fan page on the first page of Google are very good. If you find if whatever you're selling, if the competition is not some of the stiffest competition in the world, you'll easily get on the front page of Google with a fan page or a YouTube video, okay? Because their authority is tremendous. So you can borrow it. That's why we call it authority jacking, right? You're borrowing that authority. Some SEO experts, they'll find a topic, they'll pick like a long tail keyword that somebody types in, like make money online in your PJs or something like that, and they'll say, okay, well, 1,000 people a month search for that, and they'll do a YouTube video, a Facebook video, they'll do a Craigslist post. Just because Craigslist is so powerful, they'll get it on the front page, not because they want to post on Craigslist every day. They'll make a LinkedIn page, they'll make a Google Plus page, and they'll do a couple other of these really, like they'll do a WordPress blog because it's like 98 or something. They'll do an Amazon listing because it's like 93 out of 100. And then all of a sudden, this person's got like 7 or 8 of the top spots for a term that's typed in 100,000 times a month, and they're on the front page and they totally dominate. Okay, that's what Web 2.0 is about for getting traffic, because you can make a profile, and a WordPress.com has tremendous domain authority, and you can make pages on there that have a chance to get ranking. Facebook is probably the fastest and the quickest. Make a fan page. Get 25 likes to that fan page so that you can have a vanity URL. And if you can get the keywords in the URL, you can get that fan page on the front page of Google. Okay? Web 2.0. Any questions about that? Like, I went through a bunch of things. I went SEO, social media, blogs, classifieds, video, and Web 2.0. But I didn't really stop there and ask any questions. So maybe now would be a good time. I'm just going to wait and see if anything comes in. Nothing? Okay. All right. Next one, traffic exchanges. Who has any experience with traffic exchanges out there? Chime in there. Let me know if you've tried them, and let me know if they work. So Dale says he does it. Does it work for you, Dale? Greg says hate them. Marshall's tried them. If you tried them, did it work for you? That's what I want to know. All right. While I'm waiting for that, Alex says waste of time. Okay, so what a traffic exchange is you go to a company and they're going to give you 2 options. In order to post your opportunity on their site, they'll either let you pay for credits or earn the credits. To earn the credits, you have to look at other people's postings or videos or pages or whatever they posted, right? So you click that link and it brings up that person, and you got to go there, you got to stay there for 20 seconds, and then you click another one and you get the credits, and with those credits you can advertise your business. So before I met Janet Legere, I would 100% tell you that they are the biggest giant time and waste eaters on the planet. That's why I have them here. Okay? I know how to engage people. So I even tried them with my highest engaging content, and a big, like it was horrible. Now, I got into a conversation the other day because this person made all her money that. Now, the only people that I've ever seen make money with traffic exchanges before I met Janet were the people who own the traffic exchanges. I'd get into all kinds of heated debates. Then I'd say to them, do you own the traffic exchange? And the person would say, well, yeah, but no yeah buts. You own the traffic exchange. That's why. You got everybody's email, and everybody's got to watch your stuff all the time. And of course, you stand a chance to make a little bit of money there. Why am I mentioning Janet over and over again? Because we're going to have her on a webinar. And she's going to give you her formula for making money on traffic exchanges. It's totally free. I mean, of course, you could buy credits. She does it a particular way. She is a very accomplished online marketer and um, a world-class teacher. So she's going to come on and she's going to do some information about this topic. And then you have, yeah, Dale. Dale saying Janet's a fantastic marketer. Okay, well, she is. You know, she's also one of the leaders in the Instant Reseller Club. She's brought in a lot of people in a short period of time, and she's making some money here. Okay, so safe list mailers are very similar to traffic exchanges, where everybody, you know, you subscribe there and you agree to receive email from other people in the club. And if you open their emails, you'll get credits. Okay? And again, when it came to traffic exchanges and safe mailers, until just a little while ago, I would tell you 100% run in the other direction. Like run. And until you hear from Janet, and I'm going to have another gentleman on, Marvin Williams, who showed me, he just showed me some stuff. We were, I don't know, we were right at the beginning of the launch, so it was the 10th or 11th of July. And Marvin does lots of things online, but just this one little thing he does automatically every month. He had already made about $600 that month through safe lists, using coupon codes and all kinds of stuff, not spending any money on any of the safe lists. But he said to me, you have to do it in a very specific way, Frank. I says, okay, I'll have you on and you can show everybody. And he said, okay. All right. So this may not be for everybody because you have to do it a very specific way for it to be successful. But without some education, don't even try it. So I want to give you an example. If you go on a safe list and the safe list tells you for $10, they're going to send out 1 million emails for you this month. If traffic is the most valuable commodity on the market, do you think $10 worth of traffic has any value? No. The answer is no. Never does it have any value. Never. Now, Marvin has a particular way that makes it work, and Janet knows some things that I don't know. So because these could be very viable free methods, I'm going to have those professionals on in the future to show you their tricks, okay? All right. All right. Dale's all over the place. He's seen some of Marvin's videos on YouTube as well. Excellent. All right. So we went through a bunch of stuff. Did I cover it all? No, no, no. For every one of these things, there is 100 methods. For SEO, there's method after method after method. Some of them are, you know, black hat or white hat or whatever you want to call them. All SEO is black hat, okay? Anything that manipulates the algorithms is black hat. I don't care if you're manually doing it or what software, but there's thousands of ways to go about it. The Web 2.0 strategies, I could talk for 2 full webinars just on Web 2.0 strategies to get traffic for you. Social media, 5 webinars for sure. Maybe 50 videos of 20 minutes or more on every social media tactic that I've ever tried that works. But what do you think is the #1 traffic method for most of the people who make money online? Anybody? 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 All right. Greg and Marshall, have the right answer. It's email marketing. There's a reason why all of the people who are millionaire marketers say the money is in the list. It's not bullshit. That is probably the most profoundly accurate thing that gets spouted on the internet. The money is in the list. Because once you have a list of 10,000 people, you have the opportunity to get 10,000 people to wherever you want them to. Now, are all of them going to open your emails and click? No. But over the course of a month of marketing, you think I'm going to get more organic traffic to my blog with Google search or with my email list? The only thing that would outperform that is paid media, right? And even with paid media, there's two basic strategies for paid media. The first strategy, which is really cool because we're going to talk about it in just a minute. And the first strategy is where you give something away, you get the person on your list, and you immediately sell them the pro version of what you just gave them away, right? So that's like a tripwire or a lead magnet. Sometimes the real good marketers, they don't give something away for free. They take a $50 item and they charge you $7 for it. So you end up paying for all of their marketing. And then they have you on a list so that they can market to you over and over and over again. So even when they are paying for the media, the majority of the paid media marketers are building their list. So the other strategy is they sell you that $7 item, which is a tripwire. Now, of course, they put you on a list, but their whole goal was to sell you something for $7 to then sell you something for $50. Okay, so they put you in a sales funnel immediately and get you to go buy this and buy this and buy this, and then they also have you on their list. So either way, there's nobody who pays for paid media who does not concentrate on list building. Okay, there's nothing more valuable than their list. There's all kinds of people who debate it. Stop debating it. It's the number one way for you to make money. I don't care if you're selling shoes or network marketing. It's the number one way for you to make money. Whether you're offline, online, inline, whatever, you need to be able to market to your prospects over and over and over. Most people don't buy in the first go. You have to tell them something 5, 6, 7 times. How are you going to do that if you're manually messaging them on Facebook? How are you going to do that if you have to have a conversation and develop rapport over and over every time? It's going to be very difficult, right? Okay. So list building, top secret. So those of you who watched a couple of these webinars, you probably know what I'm going to say next. Oh, it's out of line. But how do you keep that list interested and active? Well, Greg, that's the $1 million question. So the real answer is if you mail them immediately with what they want, right? Everybody's list is different. But if you've got them on the list by giving them something that they want, and if you continue to give them what they want, they'll still stay relatively engaged. As time goes on, your open rates and your click-through rates will drop. No exception. I don't care who you are, they drop. And there's nothing really you can do about that. People, you know, it's just the way it is. I've listened to lots of marketers, whether they have really, really highly engaged small lists, or they have just super lists, like a 250,000, they all report the same things. If you do a very, very good job at the beginning, you can get outstanding open rates and click-through rates. And most of the people that buy from you are going to buy from you in the first week or two, and that'll be about 50% of your list. And then the rest of your list, maybe I forget. It's about 75% when you're all done by in the first month something that you're selling, because that's why they were attracted to you in the first place, because of whatever your content matter was, right? And of course, you're going to have a product position for whatever niche that you're in. And then after that, you've got a small percentage of people who have not bought and may never buy. You know, I listened to this one guy, Jeff Walker. He does the product launch for me. He said one guy had been on his list for 10 years before he bought something. Imagine that. Opening his emails and reading his stuff for 10 years before he finally bought. But most of the people will either stop opening most of your emails. So they stay on your list, they don't unsubscribe, but they're just not as active anymore. That's just the way it is. I hope that answers your question, Greg. In the future, we're going to be starting another webinar series where, with the partners, I'm going to be going into some of these things in detail, meaning that when I do a campaign, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I sent them and the open rates and the click-through rates, and I'm going to go through what I thought worked there, what I didn't, you know, because sometimes I'll have 5 emails and one will really, really flop. But until you see the stats of the other 4, you don't really know why. And I will go in detail, and I'm going to have stuff like that for you guys in the future. But we're going to hold those as a separate webinar, because it's going to be advanced stuff and not everybody wants it. So I'm just going to put those on a particular date, and a handful of people that want to come and check that stuff out. And we'll do more in-depth stuff on that. So list building, top secret. Viral marketing. I say it again, and I say it again, and I say it again. If you're not paying for traffic, you need help. You can't do it on your own. I was listening to a guy who makes about $30,000, $40,000 a month. Okay? And he didn't really do much till the last 2 years. And in the webinar, he said the size of his email list. And he only has a couple thousand more people than me. And I was going, wow, I'm doing good. But here's the truth. I didn't start developing an email list till the end of 2015, because I had all these traffic methods, and I thought I was smart. I didn't need to build a list. I just had all these traffic methods, and they were making me money. And I learned the hard way. You need to build your list. The good news is, with viral marketing, why did I compare me to him? Because he's way more successful than me. Like, especially as a name brand, people know it. Okay, you guys know who I am, but not too many other people do yet. And I don't care about that, whether I'm well known or not. The fact of the matter is, I know how to generate 2,000 people consistently per month, every month on my email list, without spending any money. All right, so let me say that again. Consistently, 2,000 people a month, since I really put a serious effort into this. That produces money. I wish I would have started 4 years ago. All right, so viral marketing. You have to get other people involved and help you out. So how do we do that? 80% value, 20% selling. Yeah, I've seen some really good examples of a 50-50. But the value has to be there. The value has to be there. If somebody's giving you a good, valuable, like product review, like I know some people that they hardly do anything but product reviews. But man, their product reviews are insightful. If I'm thinking about buying a product, I go, there's a handful of people, I go to their site. Because I can, I don't have to do any of the work or the research because I know they're bang on. So that's value, right? And if they got a cool bonus, I buy from them. Okay, so that was in response to Dale's 80% value, 20% selling. I'm more in line to what Dale is saying. Value, value, offer. Value, offer. Value, 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 offer. When I email, something like that, right? All right, so how do you get this whole viral marketing thing to work? It's a beautiful concept. It's all awesome. But how does it work? Okay? Any guesses? Alex says some people take the free stuff and then they opt out. Alex, lots of people. Not some, lots. But so what? So before I had a site that did a lot of traffic and I put an exit pop-up, okay? And I gave them free leads and it converted at 32% or something like that. So I was getting 10 plus, 10, I guess about 13, 14 leads a day, every day from that, an automatic pilot, okay? And like you said, I get 13, 14 leads, and let's say a good, after 5 emails, half of them were gone. And the other half are not, who knows if they're opening or clicking. I'm not saying that freebie people are the best quality people to have on your list. No, but you got them for time, not money. You want a higher quality? Well, then you target the exact person you want. You spend money on a much better offer, and you bring them in with paid media. Then you got the person that is not a tire kicker that will buy your $500 item, right? Do we have the luxury of building a $5,000 funnel and spending $20,000 on paid media? I don't. I got to put my college in. I got kids in college this month. I got tons of money going out. And I'll get an extra $25,000 to test a paid marketing thing. I don't. So I have to rely on it. But when I can get 2,000 people per month, what if half of them are pure garbage? That's still, those other 1,000 people are still a guaranteed $500 to $1,500 per month in increased income. Guaranteed. That's just the numbers. It's just a number game. You get somebody on your list, 50 cents to $1.50 per person on your list. Do people leave your list? Yes. I got a bigger list. When I email these webinars and I email them to people, one day I lost 28 or 38 people. I didn't want to get my webinar reminders anymore. Well, good riddance. Like, that's not the proper way to put it. If they don't want to be on my list, that is their luxury. If I can't help them, teach them, or monetize them, then it's not a good relationship for either one of us. So they'll unsubscribe and they'll go somewhere else, and that's all good. Maybe they'll subscribe again in the future. You can't change the fact that that's right. That's what Alicia's saying. Like we concentrate. Our goal is 2,000 a month. I think I took the list goal off But I have a thing that when I click one of my web tabs, because we were having some problems, I took it off. But maybe if I don't know if I can add it back on here in a second and show you. Just give me 1 second because it's far better to show you the demo than. Okay. All right, I got to do the share screen thing here. And it takes a second for it to load up. All right. See this on my screen? This is a free plugin. And why do I have it? Okay, so here I'm on from here, okay? And then I'm going to open a new tab to see something new. And this stares me right in the face. I open tab and it stares me right in the face and it says, Frank, your goal today is 65 leads. You only got 49 today. Okay? Before the clock strikes midnight, I'm going to put some extra work when I get on this webinar to get to my 65. Like I had to prepare for a webinar, so there's some other marketing I didn't get to do today. But this is my goal. Okay? And it tells me that I currently have 7,400 on this list, and my goal in the next 60 days, or when I started this, I guess a couple of days ago, is to bring this in 60 days to, or 30 days, sorry, to 9,111, right? So it tells me where my goal is and where I'm heading for. But this thing here stares me in the face. So when I get some bright idea to do something else, and I open a tab because I got an idea and I wanted to check out this cool idea, this stares me in the face and says, wait, Frank, you didn't hit your list goal today. That's my primary opportunity. If my job is to make money online and I'm not concentrating on my list building, then how am I going to make money? I'm telling you, everybody who makes more money than me telling you the same thing. Build your list, build your list, build your list. Okay, when I started, my first goal here was 10. 10 a day, right? 300 a month. Just imagine that. 300 a month, that's 1,000 in 90 days. So even if it took you 6 months, because half of them quit on you, to get 1,000, you're going to be in like the top 7% of internet marketers. Because I think there's only about 7% of all the internet marketers who have a list of 1,000 people. That will explain to you why the other 93% are not making any money. They don't have a list. I had lots of cool software making me money before. But when that started to slow down, or when I reached a point where I couldn't surpass it with the software, then I realized how huge of an error it was that I didn't have a list. Okay, so this is a really, really cool thing. It reminds me my primary focus is on this number of 65. There is nothing more important than this number. My business does not grow if I don't hit this number. And when you're starting, 10 is a good number. Okay, I had days where this was my number and 305 was the number that was in here, not 49. That's a good day. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, so we're going to go back to here, go back to there, stop sharing. All right. Yeah, and it's not the easiest thing to build a buyer's list, because if your targeting is not right, there's so many things that can happen. The best way to build a buyer's list is to get a freebie person and sell them something, because then you have a buyer's list, right? They got on for free, you sell them something for $10, and then you can sell them something for more, and you have a buyer's list. All right. Viral marketing, the power of free. Why do I preach on that, preach on that, preach on that? Because I can get 2,000 people on my list consistently every single month, and I never paid for any of them. Any of them. Okay, solo ads, you'll pay $500 for 350 clicks on a solo ad. Click, not an opt-in to your list. So most paid media, I'll tell you what most paid media costs you to get somebody on your list. 50 cents to $2.50. These are the professional marketers who are marketing through paid media. By the time a person goes from the paid funnel to their list, it costs, let me make this a little smaller. All right. Sorry, I lost my pencil. I don't know why I didn't go smaller. But this is how much. Do you have some guys who are doing it for less? Yes. And when they're doing it for less, I'll tell you what you're seeing. You're seeing their best case scenario. When somebody shows you a paid media, okay, this is the truth, no bullshit about traffic. When somebody shows you a paid media campaign where they averaged 4 cents or 8 cents a click, they've done 100 campaigns, that's the best one they ever got. Okay? I spent thousands of dollars on paid media training, and this is what I see in all the case studies that these guys show me. Some people are putting lower end people, like these are the people who are selling items for $25, $40. They're getting people on their list for 50 cents a person. The people who are selling things for $250 to $500, they're paying $2.50 per person on their list. Through Bing or Yahoo or Facebook, however you cut it, it generally gets closer to $2 across the board. I see this as a metrics that they talk about all the time. You're gonna pay $2 a subscriber, $2 a subscriber, budget for $2 a subscriber. Well, if you can sell enough stuff to those people, absolutely, right? I mean, at $2 a subscriber, you got 100, it's $200. If you're selling a product for $50, you only need 4 sales to break even, right? That's reasonable. That's only a 2% conversion rate. That's very, very reasonable. And then you still have the people. But like I said, you can do an entire advertising campaign and have this number be ridiculously high, not 250, be $6, and you got the wrong person, and you're out of the business before you get your first sale, right? Okay. That's right. Dale, we talked about the low ticket. A tripwire is selling the $50 item for $7. And the experienced marketers, they do that all the time. But I want to talk about the power of free. So we'll get rid of all this stuff. I've watched all the trainings on the paid marketing. I'm not telling you step by step how to go through it, because until I do one that I can show you mine, I won't do that. But I know all the strategies. Like I said, I paid thousands of dollars for that information. But for me and you, the power of free, nothing works better than the power of free. So what do we got that's going to be helping you with the power of free coming forward? We're going to be changing the front page a little bit. I'm going to be popping a new video, and I'm going to be making you guys separate funnels. Somebody in the group asked the other day about other capture pages and stuff like that, and I'm going to be making available very shortly different things where you can offer the Headline Creator Pro by itself and get the person into your list, right? I'm preaching to you to build your list. So I've given anybody a way to build a team in the Instant Reseller Club for free. What you really need to do is you need to build your list. So I'll let you do it the same way, except we're going to make different funnels and I'll make them available to you. If you want to use them, then these funnels will link directly to your autoresponder. And then you'll give them that free tool, and then you'll lead them in to the Instant Reseller Club so that you can get some buyers underneath you, right? All right, so let's see what I got next here. So we're going to talk about the power of free. I've shown some of these before. So what this is one campaign that I'm currently running right now where I'm giving away my auto poster software. Okay? So you've seen me do the demonstrations before where all I do is, well, if I got this open, I'll show you an example again because, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly switch back to all right. So I'm on my Facebook here, right? You see 33 people have asked. I'll blow this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. 33 people have asked to be my friend today, okay? So I go to my little thing where I got my, all I've said is, hi, the person's name, thanks for requesting to connect with me. To show my appreciation, please accept a free copy of my best-selling Facebook software. You can even give it away to all your friends, smiley face. Okay, so I just copy that. When I tell you that I'm not leaving anything out, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not using some ninja tricks. This is all I'm doing, okay? So this person requested, I'm going to confirm, okay? Then I'm going to put my mouse over and I'm going to message it. And down here at the bottom, I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to go in grid to personalize it. I'm going to delete this to make it shorter, and I'm going to hit enter. Right? Confirm, message, paste. Done. Done for 2 people, okay? I never do more than 15 at one time on Facebook. They'll send you a capture. They'll slow you down. I don't want to run into it. But I can do this for 5 minutes, go back to my work. An hour later, I can do this for 5 minutes. I go back to my work. An hour later, I do this for 5 minutes. I got 45 shares in 5 minutes in between. You know what I mean? You see how fast I did 2. If you do 100 shares like this a day, you're going to build a list. You're going to build a list of 300 to 800 people a month. If you're not building a list that large, I'm going to tell you, you're not doing the sharing. Okay? No, there's no exception, because now I'm going to stop sharing. and I'm going to show you. Are we back? Okay. All right, so this here is 10 days. I'm going to say 10 days because I know there was a big gap where I couldn't do anything. I think this is a full 2 weeks or even more old, and there's 2 times where I just couldn't get to it. So about 10 days worth of sharing, just like I did there. Nothing fancy. I'm not spending a lot of time per day. I have other campaigns that generate me leads, but this is just one I do manually. Okay? So 10 days work, 87 people responded to my shares. Okay? I got a 21% conversion rate. So see this conversion rate? It's terrible. It's only 3.8%. But these 87 people brought me 185 more. That's viral. 2 people for every 1 person I bring in. This is the only way time trading can get you ahead. Okay? It's the only way. I've tried it all. All the other ones, they are hard, they're painstakingly slow, and you can't get any momentum. You're getting 1 person yourself, all by yourself. You're struggling to get that 1 person. Okay, well, in 2 weeks, I got 87 people. Okay? But they got 185 more. So 272 leads on this brand new campaign. And most of them produced by other people. Now, my partner, I asked her to start her own campaign because she does things a little bit differently. And I don't know how to say this. She was trying my exact method and not getting as good as results as me. And I was really wondering why that was. You know, like I said, is it because she's from India? Is it because she's a woman? Like I didn't know, like she's facing the same thing. It's her software too. She's my partner. But her results weren't quite the same. So she decided to spend a little bit more effort talking with people. So her strategy is to ask them questions. She doesn't paste a link like me. She asks them, I think she says something like, are you a newbie or an experienced marketer? And then only a small percentage of the people get back to her. But those that do start a conversation. And then because we sell so many different services, not everybody gets her Facebook link. But when somebody who's really looking for some free marketing wants it, then she sends them the Facebook link. Her conversions are still way lower than mine. I'm not quite sure. I think that's only because the campaign is young. So she got 24 leads here, right? But look at this. This is amazing. The time that she spent talking to the people that she gave the link to, these people were engaged, knew exactly what to do to share it, and they converted at 21%. My conversion rate was 3%, right? And she has a 3-to-1 ratio. I had a 2-to-1 ratio. She has a 3-to-1 ratio because this is a killer conversion rate. 21%. All of mine here are, all of my campaigns are 15 to 25% here. And they're always low here, 5, 6%. Now this campaign, we ran for 5 weeks. Many people were involved with this because this was the campaign we ran when we opened the Instant Reseller Club. We ran 5 or 6 of them, but this was the biggest one. So the conversion rate, like I said, it was, again, right, 22%. Very good conversion rate, got 148 leads. But these 148 brought in 1,693 more. I know this is low, but I didn't do anything to bring in 1,693 people. Well, that's not true. I had to offer them a really, really good freebie, something that was worth more than $200. And as a result, some people wanted their team to have it too. I don't know if you can read that, how big that is on your screen, but that's 65, 57, 43, 38, 36. Okay, this is viral marketing. When you have an offer like this and you put it out there, you'll get the results like this. This is not about anything other than copying and pasting a valuable offer. Now the question is, can we do it in some other creative ways? Sure. Let me show you one. Right here, just going to take me a second to set this up. Okay, so while I am doing this, can you go to I just want you to go to this website. This is going to take me about 3 minutes to set up, and I want you to go to this website. This is not my website. This is something, I'll explain it in just a minute. All right. Okay, I just want you to go to that website because I'm going to be talking about a funnel. I'm going to be talking about something that we just gotten straightened out today, and it's much easier to send you to that page for you to understand what I'm talking about than to put an additional demonstration up here. So just give me 1 minute and all right. Okay, I'm almost ready here now. I just got to share my screen with you. All right, so why am I on this Snipply site? Because there's a couple sites like this, and they got some of the biggest companies in the world using this technology. And they charge, check it out here, $29 a month is where you could start. Okay? Opener, there's a couple other ones. Openers, I think, is more money. But what it does, okay, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go over to find it. Okay, so Bruce made this link here for me today. Bruce had family commitments. He was going to come on the webinar with me today. But if you can see in the bottom here, Bruce has a link to a high-end social media site, right? This is Entrepreneur. If I click this, I go to I'm on their site. Okay, there's no question. I'm surfing around their site, but Bruce's offers in the corner. How cool is that? Okay, now this is why they're charging 29 bucks to be able to do that. I think Bruce made one more for me. Okay, so again, 50 quotes, blah, blah, blah. You know, like he just put something silly here. Want to make money as fast as you can today. And then he redirected it to the Instant Reseller Club. Okay, somebody clicked on here. So this is his example. There's his picture, there's his name. Okay, so why am I showing you this? Well, because that's your freebie today. We're going to give everybody who's on the webinar access to this. Okay? But it gets way better than that. All right? Because I think this is cool. But my personal opinion is it's not enough. It's not enough. What we can do is we can take this to a whole different level. Okay? So you see this site here? You see this banner above? Well, I've sent people out to a media site. So let's say, I can't even remember what this offer was. All right. So this was some it's a CPA offer. Like I'm not participating in any of these offers. I just wanted to use some generic things. So the site would open up like this, and you can decide when the pop-up comes. Okay? Boom. So I think I had it for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So you send somebody to Clinton Rocks by the whatever the love child scandal. I'm not the Clintons. I just know that if I shared something like this, if I was trying to sell that lottery product, right? And I went on Facebook and I shared the link. Watch what happens. It gives everything in the picture and it tells you the site you're going to. Radar Online, it's a news site. So people know what, this could be CNN, this could be NBC, this could be whatever, right? Would it be easier to get traffic to your offer if you're selling gold and you send them to an article about gold, but it's on Business Magazine? You're going to take your opinion, or are they going to take Business Magazine's opinion? Then they get to Business Magazine, right? They click this here now. So watch, I'll post this, right? Oh, I forgot. They click on it, and I go to this site now. And then boom, my offer is going to come up here. Like I said, I usually put a long delay because you want people to be reading into their traffic, their article and stuff, right? Now, I'm just going to move his out of the way and all right. So here's another example where I used celebrity breakups. I mean, this is like way old or whatever. And if I was giving away free gift cards or whatever I was giving away, then this would be the good kind of offer. Somebody who would be into celebrity gossip would take advantage of the free gift card. And if the person clicked that to go to the free gift card, that company is going to pay me $2 or $5 if the person signs up, right? But when I go to Facebook, let me just get rid of this here. There's the article, okay? And it's telling you it's going to go to Pop Sugar, and it's telling you that so I would go there, I would get rid of the link, I could type anything I wanted on top, and when I post it, it's got this. Now, I don't post celebrity stuff, okay? I post interesting business things because the people who follow me are following me because they're in business. I'm just using this as an example. But how easy would it be able to get people to click on your post? So there's another big reason why this is huge, okay? I suck at coming up with content all the time, okay? You go to a site like this. Sorry. So Social Media Examiner. This is one of the biggest authority sites for social media, right? But you look in here, you find, oh, somebody really wants to know about Snapchats versus Instagrams or whatever. You find something you think, oh, I know my people will just love it. Well, you grab that article, you bring it into this software, you get a special link that you post on Facebook, except you're going to be able to put your stuff in front of them. But we're not done yet. Watch this. What about if you could put a big banner like this? Now watch this. I'm going to refresh this again. So this is Entrepreneur Magazine, just like Bruce did. But not a little thing in the side. The little thing that comes out in the side is awesome. There's hundreds and hundreds of people, probably maybe even thousands, paying $29 a month for that technology. And we're going to give that technology to you for free, right? Just for being on this call. But our traffic takeover package will blow that away. Why? Because we're going to give you that freebie to give away to everybody. Because you're a reseller, right? So you're going to give them something that's super cool for free, and then you're going to sell them the premium version. Okay? That's a tripwire or a lead magnet to a sale. Plus, I mean, this is a must-have technology. I like this technology so much. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 web-based versions that I bought the source code for. Okay? Meaning I own it. I can call it whatever I want. I can sell it for whatever I want. And I have 1, 2, 3 WordPress versions. That's how powerful of a strategy it is. I can take other people's content and I can legally monetize it. We're talking about traffic. Why don't we just go where the traffic is? How do we know what's viral? Go to the best publications online. You don't have to guess that that article is there because thousands and thousands of people want it. It's there because it's popular already. You share it if it applies to your niche. People will engage with you more on social media, and then when they come to these sites, so cool. I got, I think I did that demonstration for you already, but they come here and then they see this, and then if they click it, it'll go to, I forget where I put it. These are all demos, okay? So I'm on WebMD, okay? WebMD is the biggest medical site online. You type in anything medical. You type in cure minor burns or diabetes, or you type in anything, WebMD is on the front page of Google. They are huge. How about you bring them to I'll just refresh this. You bring them to Dr. Phil's weight loss solution, and you're in the weight loss niche, and then after they start reading the article, boom, your opt-in form pops right in front of their face. Like I said, Snipply or Opener, they are cool. But our traffic takeover software kicks their ass. Okay? And did I put one more version? Okay? So you go to the Business Insider here. So they're talking about cryptocurrency in this article. Okay? And then all of a sudden, boom, the video comes up where Dr. Richard Brunson, billionaire, is talking about the future of Bitcoin. So this is OneCoin, okay? I'm not in OneCoin, and I'm not bashing it if you are. I'm just saying I put this funnel together to show that people don't care that you're in OneCoin. They care what he says. I guarantee you they care what he says. He's a billionaire. He's saying, yeah, this is a pretty good thing. So you can send them first to the Business Insider, an authority site about business, right? Then you could pop over an article, pop over a video of this guy, billionaire, talking about the future of Bitcoin. And then if they want to learn more about making money trading cryptocurrency, boom, they go to your affiliate link. All right. So I'm going to stop talking for a minute because I'm going to bet you that you got some questions for me. Yes, Google Trends is also a fantastic idea, Dale. And if you don't know what that is, you just type in Google Trends, and then you type, when you're there, you type in the topic that you want, and Google will tell you what's getting the most clicks on that topic. Right? It takes the guessing game out. Our job's a little harder. You have to think out of the box more. Okay, I'll give you an example. Somebody who was in Motor Club of America. Again, I'm not promoting anybody's companies, but it was a good example. They asked me, how would I promote Motor Club of America? So I thought about it for a bit. This software is magical if you can think outside the box even a little bit. I said, okay, I like the fact that if you can connect celebrities in any way to your topic, you have power, right? Because they care. Excuse me. They care what the celebrities think. So I said, okay, search for celebrities who had car accidents, sorry. Search for articles of celebrities who broke down in their car. And when they found some, I said, well, there you go. Now you're going to take them to an article where Britney Spears broke down in her Lamborghini, and you'll be reading the article, and boop, you put your pop-up of Motor Club America. Do you think Britney Spears can sell a couple subscriptions of your Motor Club of America? Well, much better than I could, much better than you could, right? And this is the second example of authority jacking. Remember we talked about building a fan page so that you could get your topic on the front page of your Google as a shortcut that works. This is another way. Step right in front of the traffic. The traffic's already there. Share what people want most. Okay. So how the traffic takeover offer is going to work is basically you'll go to the page. You'll see all the stuff you're going to get, all the bonuses. So the same software that we're going to give you for free, the people who buy Traffic Takeover will have the rights to give it away for free. So you go and you check out Sniply really good. It's the best way to show you without getting into opening up access to that site. I guess I could probably do that. So you're going to give them this software. Okay? So here's an example where I did one here. It's really ugly because I didn't spend any time, but I'll show you what it looks like on Facebook. So I paste that in, but I get the Social Media Examiner post, okay? I delete this. Remember, this is the one you're giving away for free. So they click on the post, and then they come to 6 ways to grow your LinkedIn group, tips from the pros. Okay? So here's me. I could have put a picture there. I could have put a logo there. I could put my marketing message, whatever I want, and this is my button. Get your viral marketing system here. And when they did, I sent it to the Insta. Okay? So how the funnel works here is when you purchase Traffic Takeover, you have it for yourself. You have the ability to put image pop-ups and timer pop-ups and ribbon bars on the top and on the bottom. You can have them slide in and roll in. You can have them pop up immediately, or you can wait for people who have been there for 30 seconds on the site. You can post videos, opt-in forms, everything on just about every site. So think about the power of you're doing a weight loss thing and Oprah is talking about that on a special, and you go to that page and you pop over your weight loss offer. But I think that just sticking with the power of free will take this concept and turbocharge it. Take your free offer, put it on a site. If somebody really cares about social media and you got a good social media free offer, they might not trust yours. But if it's on Social Media Examiner, they're going to sign up for it right away. Not only will they sign up for it, they'll share it. Okay? So you'll be able to give that away. And then, of course, because you own the rights to sell Traffic Takeover, you'll show them some of what you're doing, and then you'll suggest the pro version to them, and then one sale gets you even, right? That's up to you, Dale. Dale's asking how many referrals do they have to get before they get it. When I'm giving you the giveaway rights, I'm not setting that boundary. That's up to you. It's $47 for the total funnel. So for you to have the pro version of the Traffic Takeover software plus the giveaway rights, right? So here's, like I said, I'm inside the thing. It's very easy. You know, to make a basic link, you create your new link, you give it a title, you put the content URL. So wherever the, so like I said, that we made that one already, but you know, let's just put Social Media Examiner just by itself. And then I put my marketing message here. And then if I wanted it to go to so you can see it as I'm making it, you can see it here, right? It lets you modify the design. You know, I can change the colors to whatever I want. I mean, I wouldn't suggest that, it looks ugly. But when you make one and you know what the background colors of the site you're sending it to, you could make it something so that this really, really matches, right? You know, I can change it to make a bar all the way across, to make it bigger like this. And I guess in the settings you can put your picture or your logo or whatever you want there. The Site Jacker is a light version of Traffic Takeover. The Traffic Takeover is the pro version of Site Jacker. Does that answer your question, Alex? Okay, so right now, we're just going to take a, I am just going to, do you have a pen and paper, Jerry? Can you write down everybody who's on the webinar so that you're on? You have a pen? All right. I would have to check, Alex. You usually buy most of the things we have, so yeah, with the Site Jacker, you can place a bar. I was showing you. You can see my screen here. I'll show you the different options. See, there's a box. There's a bar. There's a full-length bar and a side box and a speech box. So I don't know. Those are all the differences, right? You can change the link color and the text color and the link background. You can, you can make it light. You can make it bold. You can choose the position. I want it right in the middle at the bottom. I want it at the top. I want it on the right-hand side. You can do all of those kind of things. And this is really cool. Like I said, Snipply operates this for $29.95 per month. So when you're doing a giveaway, there is nothing cooler than giving somebody something away that another company charges $30 a month for. Okay? You don't have to convince anybody it's good anymore. When I did it to test it out, I just said, hey, have you ever used a site called Snipply? And then I would make sure I said, this is not an affiliate link or anything. I'm just interested in what you think. And then they would come back and I'd say, okay, we're almost, how would you like a free version? How many people are going to say no? Well, some, but you'll get it. You'll get 25% or more that are going to say yes. How many people are you going to ask in a day? How many are you going to ask? If you ask 100 people, you've got a very good chance of getting 25 new people on your subscribers list every day. All right? If you want a full viral funnel, then you'll have to message me personally. And I will explain to you how you can get access to that. Several people on this call, you already have access. And if you've forgotten, just get in touch with me and I'll show you how we can change this into one of the up viral campaigns. okay, where you can get other people. Like I said, it's your giveaway. You can decide whether you want to put them through a contest, whether you want to give them straight away, right? So the contest would mean they either have to share it to get points, or they have to give you signups to qualify for it. And a giveaway like this, I would suggest 3 to 5. 3 to 5 would be something that people would participate in, meaning that they would bring you 3 or 5 signups to get access to that freebie. Okay, great. Sitejacker is the light version of, it's the same version of like Sniply that we showed you that the people are paying $30 a month. Everybody on the call is getting that. The people that buy Traffic Takeover, they get the pro version for $47 and the giveaway rights to Sitejacker. Does that answer your question? Okay, cool. Do I have any other questions? Any other questions about forms of traffic, about this offer? Okay, so we're going to start pushing this for the rest of the week. Like always, when I make a special offer like this one, there's lots of stuff extra included. Like you have the product, that product was there for purchase from July 11th on. It will be available after. The special that we're running is not going to be available after Saturday. That's the way I do things all the time when we run a special. I cannot offer 4, 5, 10 times the value and just leave things up like that all the time. It's not the amount of support and everything it takes to go with an offer like that. It's just built to help the revenue partners and to get the serious people in the Instant Reseller Club some extra ammunition to succeed. Sitejacker is this one. Okay, so if I go over here and review my list. Okay, so you can see I got this little bar in the bottom. This is Sitejacker. Okay, from inside here, I can change it from a bar like this to a speech box like this, which is more square, to a one that's all the way across. I can change it to a side box like this. I can change colors, and I can change positions. Okay? That's Sitejacker. You're getting this for free. If you buy Traffic Takeover, you get the ability to have little things like this. Okay? See how I got this little thing just like Sitejacker? You get the ability to do those, but you get the ability to do image, opt-in forms, videos, and those bars. The bars at the top. So you've got timer bars. And then you have just the, like the ribbons. You're going to see it pop up here in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to let you know you can do your own research if you want. I have the white label version of this thing called Sinfiltrator. This is what I call traffic takeover, where I made these campaigns. I never even changed the name, right? I might in the very near future, you know, put traffic takeover here and put it on the traffic takeover URL. This software, you can go buy it right now outside the club for $67. That's not the pro version that you're getting from us. Okay? There's three different, there's a pro, there's an enterprise, whatever. Like when you buy something with me, there's none of those upgrades, right? So 67 plus whatever to get what you're going to get from me for 47, and then you can get to give SiteJacker that does this away for free. Perfect. Yes, I forgot to put a thing in. I got to buy more software because Belinda bought it all. So absolutely, Belinda, absolutely. You already have the highest version. We just didn't have the giveaway thing for you at the time because it's just something that I bought. So we'll make sure that you get access to that. And I have to buy some more stuff for you to buy, okay? All right. Any other questions for me? We talked all kinds of stuff about traffic. And I know this is going long, so all right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Belinda. All right. It's going long, so I'm going to let you go, but I'm going to ask a very special favor. Watch out for a survey I got coming your way. Lots of ideas come in for how we can improve this and how we're going to go forward in the future. And I told you before that many times that I'm very serious about this partnership concept, right? We put this product into play, but you're the partners, and some big decisions have to be made on how things are going to happen in the future, and everything from some pricing options to certain things to, anyways, I'm going to put out a survey. I would really appreciate the 5 or 7 minutes it's going to take you to fill it out in detail so that I can take all this information and improve it based on your suggestions. Okay? Excellent. All right, everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out for the last 2 hours and technical difficulties and all of that stuff. And ciao for now.